So as we are nearing the midway point, as kind of mentioned, midseason 4 and perfect timing, but almost to that midway point of the college football season, so few of the teams have played over half of their games. So kind of wanted to get your guys' takes on offensive and defensive MVPs in the conference so far and any major takeaways. But Ian, if you want to kick this one off, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm sure this is a guy that all three of us are going to be talking about, but Idaho running back Anthony Woods, 662 yards on 99 attempts so far this year, and that ridiculous 10 touchdowns through the 6 games they played, 5 games, 6 or 5 games. Anyway, but I also want to give a quick little keep an eye out on Sacramento State quarterback Caden Bennett, having a pretty decent year, and he's got that win over Stanford under his belt. 7 touchdowns and the second most passing yards per game in the Big Sky so far this year. So maybe someone else to keep an eye on besides that true focus on Anthony Woods so far.
Yeah, no, Caden Bennett's been absolutely balling, and being up here in the Northwest, we don't see him quite as much. Being down in Northern California, Bennett and all that, but he's a heck of a player. How about yourself, Mark? Anybody jump out as far as offensive MVPs or big takeaways? And if you have a defensive MVP, we'll jump back to that in a little, Ian, and keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, I would agree with Ian. Obviously, Anthony Woods has stood out for what he's done. The thing with Idaho is they're capable of being so balanced that they all cancel each other out. You know, he plays well, or it could be McCoy doing his thing, or Hayden Hatton, or Jermaine Jackson, and stuff like that. So it kind of depends on the game. So
yeah, no doubt about it. Believe it or not, I ended up going with Anthony Woods as well. I think that really says a lot, especially nowadays. It's rare you see a running back leading the charge. It's usually the quarterback running the show. And McCoy, I like to think of him, he's kind of like the conductor on the offense. Anthony Woods, like the engine of that train. When he's going, they're almost impossible to stop. So can't knock that. Honorable mentions for me. I did like Montana State's Sean Chambers has kind of stepped in on a top team in the country and kept them looking like a top team in the country. That's hard to do. And of course, Javani McCoy, he's right there in the conversation. You could easily make the argument he's worthy of it as well. So Idaho, well represented in the MVP conversation. As